I'm feeling a little spicy.
Are you?
And I feel like you're feeling a little spicy.
I'm feeling for sure a little sweaty.
Spicy and sweaty?
Yeah.
I feel like we're both a little irritable. So I don't know why we're doing this.
We don't have to.
No, I'm down. It's just dangerous.
Yeah. People might see the actual us come out.
Oh.
Quarantine must be getting under our skin.
No. I like quarantine.
I like
It's
quarantine
been pretty
too.
great. I mean, I don't like the reason why we're doing it, but
I think it's probably the looking at properties today got us both a little bit frustrated. It's very technical and intimidating to buy your first property.
yeah, I think you're right. I think that I mostly just don't want to adult right now.
Well, it's been kind of like a fun play time for both of us for the last little while because of the quarantine. So I think maybe the idea of having to face the world again is like kind of daunting.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not super pumped about real estate right now.
Yeah. Which is funny because we live in this shizhole.
Shizzle.
And just to get us through school, so like we've both been dying to get out, but then when we actually go look at all the properties and run all the numbers, like especially with a rental property, trying to find a rental property is a lot harder because it's not just like, hey, is this in my price range and do I like it, like, and the location and all that. It's also, does this cash flow? Is this a good investment? Are there good tenants in this area? Do they already have tenants? Do I have to rehab it? Like, you start thinking about it a lot more as a business than just as preference, and that's kind of hard because you know what you like, you know, but sometimes having to be like, is this a smart business decision, is hard.
Yeah. I'm mostly just a little discouraged.
Why?
I don't know, because I want everything to be just smooth and perfect and wonderful and happy and easy, and it's not going to be that way. But it's fine. I also have been kicked in the ribs 8 million times today, and he's not tiny anymore.
No, he's not. He's got a powerful kick.
Yeah. And my ribs have already moved so much, so they're tender. So I'm a little bit spicy with him. I don't blame him. He's pretty cramped. He probably wants out just as bad as I want him out. But yeah. Plus, I've like ruined your life 8 times today.
True. It's been a rough day.
Guys, Reed is very particular about his clothing. He has like 6 shirts. That is not an exaggeration.
That is not an exaggeration. I spend a lot of... Well, it's funny. I don't spend a lot of time looking for clothes, but I only buy clothes that I absolutely love because I know that I'm not gonna replace them for a long time. Like, this is my shirt. I'm committing to it for 10 years.
I've gotten him to shop for clothing 1 time in our 2 years of marriage.
Yeah.
And you are still rocking all of those articles of clothing.
Yeah.
From that trip. And it's an emotional experience, you know. You have to feel good in it.
It has to feel nice, like it has to have good material. Also has to be a color that can easily match, you know, because since I only have like 6...
to be neutrals, or they either have to be black, white, or gray, or like psycho African print.
Yeah, because those are like specialty shirts. Where it's like, hey, I'm going to a party. I'm only going to see these people once.
Party shirts.
Party shirts. Everyone's got a picnic shirt, a party shirt. You have the shirt that you can get dirty doing lawn care, which is usually like a 5K shirt.
Anyway, so he's been repping Michael Jordan, all of his Air Jordan gear for like the last 25 years of his life.
Yeah.
And he wore one of his white Air Jordan shirts today.
Not only that, it was actually a new one that Maddy gave me.
I did give him.
For my birthday.
No, Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
So, not new.
Christ's birthday.
I mean, it's April. So that
but I've only worn it like 3 times.
Yeah, because he's psycho. He turns everything inside out, even to hang them up in the closet.
Yeah, because it helps them last longer.
How does that help them last longer?
Because of the elements.
The elements?
Yeah.
You think the elements are getting to the inside of the
Moths come in and steal, and thieves come in and decay, but treasures in heaven. That's the most important thing. That's why I've been doing this. Okay. Is to teach you it's not
a moth is going to eat a hole. So if
That's what I was saying.
So like if it eats a hole on the outside, the hole's going to be on the inside as well.
The moth, no. Okay. It's going to get its dirty wings on the outside first. Then you brush them off, but the dirt is still there. There's a lot of elements you got to think about. Like anytime I do lawn care, anytime I do like if I go shoot hoops and I'm going to get the dirty ball on my shirt, inside out. Especially if it's a nice shirt that I like.
Now this is funny because when we were first dating, like the very first time I spent time with you, you like would wear some clothing inside out. And I thought it was like the cutest thing ever. I just thought it was hilarious. And you rocked it. And I just thought you were so cute. And just so quirky for wearing your clothes inside out. And then now, I just don't get it. But, like, you get another wear out of your clothing if you wear it inside out, you know? And so,
yeah.
Like,
if you buy only reversible clothing, you double your amount of outfits. Or zip-offs.
So, like, when we were dating, I thought it was super cute, and now I'm just like, what?
What? It's not okay. It's not like I always just like wear reversible clothing or I wear it inside out. It's that.
That's true.
It's specific instances. I'll flip it.
That's true. What he does more is flip things inside out to hang them up, to store them in the closet.
That has a lot to do with the way you take off a shirt. Because when you take off a shirt, like, okay, so I used to, when I was a child, I used to do like the left hand grab, pull and yank, and then all of a sudden, like, with some shirts, if they're tighter, if you're starting to get a little bit of chub, it's not quite as easy.
Some chub.
And then all of a sudden you have one arm out, and then like you're trying
Take it off. Take it off.
For my thousands of fans. You actually have to pay a premium for that. Onlyfans.com/Reed Fletcher.
Gross.
But now I've learned, I go right hand left, left hand right, every time, and you just pull it like this. See that? Censor that. But then what happens? If you pull it from this angle, as you can see, I'm not trying to show nudity. If you pull it from this angle, look, what happens when you take it off? It's inside out. So naturally, sorry, I gotta say this in the microphone. Naturally, the next thing you're gonna want to do is not now flip it the other direction. I don't see what's so hard about this to understand. What you're going to want to do is just put that right into the, hanger. Hang it right up.
This has been a tutorial by Reed.
Look at this. Oh, is that guy wearing
Belton flap.
Is that guy wearing a brand new shirt? No, it's the same shirt inside out. Life hack.
Did you turn it inside out?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh, you actually did.
It actually gives it a little bit more of an orangey hue.
See, I actually really did think it was cute. He was wearing an inside-out sweatshirt, and I thought that it was just like he was just so in a rush to see me or something that he
just forgot which way shirts go.
I don't know. It wasn't about me. I just genuinely did think it was cute. But yeah. Anyway, back to the story I was telling. Whatever that just was.
That was not for fun. That was to teach you a lesson. This is not bonding. This is discipline.
I've got one guy in my life kicking me in the ribs, one guy in my life shoving his hand in my armpit. Stop it.
Okay.
This has been rough.
Freaking heck. I tried to offer my woman a cookie and they spill ever. These aren't even good anymore. These have been out for like a week. This is a symbol of me right now. Cute and sweet on the outside, but totally stale on the inside. And spilled everywhere.
This is crap.
What?
Who's gonna want to watch this?
Dude, no one. That's not what this is for.
Right?
This is for evidence in case my body goes missing.
So, he was wearing his white Air Jordan shirt that to him is still new, even though it was purchased for him 5 months ago.
Dude, I used to get one outfit like a year. So if we're still within the year, it still counts as that year's outfit.
Wow. Anyway, and he likes it because it's a white shirt and it's got like some black graphic writing up, but then there's like a pop of this coral color that he loves.
It's a great color.
Great color, yes.
Is it pink? Is it orange?
Who knows? It's kind of neon as well.
Yeah.
So it's like one of his favorite shirts.
Yeah.
And when a guy only has like 6 shirts in total, and he has like a personal relationship with each of them,
Mm-hmm.
if something happens to them, bad things come your way.
Absolutely.
So, cute story from our day. We went to go buy groceries for my elderly great uncle. He's hilarious. And he wanted a burger from Burger King, my elderly great uncle, because he hasn't had a burger in a while because he hasn't left the house.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't know that you can do food delivery, which would probably just be a little too hard for him. Anyway, so we go to Burger King. Reed and I are not hungry at this point in our life, and so we get the Whopper, and then Reed pulls an audible and gets this chocolate pie thing.
Triple Hershey chocolate delight.
Ah, yes, the sundae, the Hershey sundae pie.
Yes.
And I was excited for him. You know, he had a treat yourself moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I offered to feed it to him in the car. I'm in the passenger seat. Reed's driving. I have a very large belly
That's fair.
often gets in the way and affects my balance and my center of gravity. This had nothing to do with that. My
Oh,
belly
just
had
like some extra, just so you know the context of our life. Before
So
every story we have to say it.
I'm feeding him this decadent chocolate Burger King pie
Mm-hmm.
that he was really enjoying.
Mm.
Kind of made me want to throw up.
Also, shout out to Burger King. That thing's only $3.99, and it is.
That thing was $4.
Okay, I meant to say $2.99, and it is
What?
a treat. It is. It's big. It's hefty. It's sweet.
Not that big, not that hefty.
Okay, what it lacks in size, it makes up for
And
in sweetness.
the pie crust was really crumbly.
It wasn't even pie crust. It's like cake crust.
Okay, whatever it was.
So in other words, cake.
Cake crust. So, I'm feeding him. Things are going really well. Get a little cocky. And...
She tries the no-looker.
No, I was looking. That's even worse. I was looking right at it.
Yikes.
And I don't know if it's because you drove over something or if I lost my balance or whatever. The giant bite that I had put on the fork, because he has the biggest mouth on the planet, falls right onto his shirt.
Chocolate smear.
Chocolate. It's like a triple chocolate cake, frosting, pudding scenario.
Yeah, that was rough.
And
we still had to drive home, which was like 25 minutes of just cake.
So things have been really rough for us today.
Yeah, it kind of shook our marriage. We will overcome.
Will we?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I
Doesn't
honestly
feel like
don't
it.
know. We did come back. Oh, it's right here.
I felt so bad that we came straight home and I washed the stain out.
Yeah, so this is the shirt. As you can see, crisp, new. It has a hint of a coral. I don't know how did I do that? Oh, because I wanted to point. This has a hint of coral right there. This is kind of the crime scene where we got some of the chocolate mousse. But Maddy was kind enough to take it immediately home, put some stain remover on it, and take care of the problem. So
I did.
our marriage has rebounded, but we're not in a great place.
Not in a great place.
I would say we've been better.
He did doubt me though. He doubted me. He said, "I've never been able to get something like this out of a shirt." He was angry. He wasn't like angry at me. He didn't blame me, but the tension was crisp.
Maybe this is why I'm so paranoid about my shirts, is because I've never been able to get stains out of them.
Well, maybe because you've never had a wife to do it for you.
Hey.
Is this a breakthrough moment? Should we go shopping?
Are we in love? Oh, that's my baby in there.
I know. He's hurting me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I know, it's kind of
He's not small.
It's funny, just like wow, we both brought this baby into the world. Except for one of us did almost nothing and the other one did literally everything.
One of us though did spill chocolate pie on your shirt. So.
True, we are getting closer to even on that.
Also, disclaimer, we filmed like a 3-minute podcast before this, and we had gotten talking, and I had unplugged the microphone in the middle of it, so... Needless to say, it's been rough. I think I might just need to go to bed.
Yes, just call it a day.
I think I'm done.
Start over tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, because if I try to do too many more things, I'll probably set something on fire.
Mm.
That's the trajectory we're on.
Should we tell them about the nuggets situation?
No.
I don't think that they are wondering what that is either now. There was never a nugget situation of any kind. Why would you
do this to me? At the beginning of my pregnancy, there were very few things that I could keep down, which is gross to say, but it's true. Most everything made me barf, and I figured out that Dino Nuggets from Costco, the big box, thank you very much, was something that I could ingest and keep down. So I went through a Dino Nugget phase and basically lived off of them for a couple weeks. Reed went out of town for work on a business trip. I was alone. It was very sad. It was a very sad time in my life.
Dark time.
And yeah, I needed some Dino Nuggets for some nourishment. And while Reed's on these business trips, I don't get to talk to him very much, which is very different from normal life because we're just like kind of always talking, which is great. So I was really excited that while I'm working on putting these Dino Nuggets into the microwave for my daily sustenance, I get a FaceTime call from my mans, and in the process of answering the FaceTime call and being so excited to talk to him, this is back before I spilled stuff on his white shirt, I put the Dino Nuggets in the microwave and must have pressed, I don't even remember what I pressed, but I think I pressed 2 numbers at the same time instead of 1 number. So instead of like 2 minutes, it did like 23 minutes.
Yikes.
So I'm just like talking away with Reed. And some of you may wonder why it didn't cross my mind at any point that the chicken nuggets had been going in the microwave for a long time. And that is a very, very good question that you're asking yourselves. Some would also ask, why I was eating dino nuggets in the first place, because they're kind of gross, but it was pretty great for me. Anyway, yeah. I got talking to Reed, got distracted, forgot about the dino nuggets, and they were like, well, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh no. And it had been like, I don't know, probably 8 minutes at this point. Don't try this at home. And I go to the microwave, and it's like smoking out the microwave. I don't think it had started fire, because I think our microwave would be toast at that point. Toast. But the chicken nuggets were definitely Cajun. They were blackened chicken strips. And Reed was on the phone for all of that, and it was really embarrassing. And it was even more embarrassing that our apartment and our entire stairwell and probably all of our other neighbors' apartments smelled like burnt chicken nuggets for like a week afterwards.
Yeah.
So Reed could still smell the aftermath when
By
he
the
came
time I
home
got back, yeah.
from that business trip.
Long story short, from my end, I called. I was like, "Hey, Mandy, how's it going?" Beep 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 beep. Smoke. Oh my God, it's going crazy. The camera's going nuts. And I found out the dino nugget catastrophe afterwards. I wanted to bring something up. Maddy is a really weird balancer. I feel this is the right place to say this. How much time do I have?
Dude.
52 seconds. Here we go. You were talking about how
Are you pulling out all of my weaknesses right now?
Yes. You were talking about how I wear my sweaters and stuff inside out.
That's fair.
And one of the things I thought was really cute about Maddy when we first met was how she's always balancing drinks in these really weird places. Like, we'll be sitting on the couch watching, a movie or something, and she'll like have her iPad. She'll be sitting Indian style. She'll have her iPad on her left leg, thigh, and then like a drink balancing on her knee without a hand, and then her hand like texting or something, or watching the movie or something. And then she'll just like put her drink in these random places and just hope that no one ever brushes up against it. And that has caused some serious tension. Oh no.
96% of the time, it works really well.
Yeah, but that's a 4% spill ratio. Mine's like 0.005. I spill once a decade. And yeah, it's embarrassing. But it's that one time it happens.
The guy stopped me by running out in front of my car, which is really great, by the way. Like, just running out in front of someone's car in a parking lot. Like, that's not a good first impression. Anyway, he basically, like, I don't know, I felt very tricked, but he said, he begged me for a date, and I told him that I wasn't really interested, and he ended up inviting me to come to the lake with a bunch of friends, so I ended up doing that because that sounded fun. I loved a lake. I was a little bit of a lake hoe because I just loved the lake. Anyway, and finally, after I had been to the lake several times, he was like, just let me come take you on a date. So he shows up in a motorcycle, and my parents, I'm still living at home at this point, and my parents are like, what? Because I had no idea he was going to show up in a motorcycle. And he was like probably 10 years my senior, so.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are you?
17.
So he's older than I am now?
Yeah, it was probably illegal. Anyway, he was definitely older than you are now.
Wow.
Yeah. And he picked me up on a motorcycle, and I was like, you want me to get on that thing? Because I had never been on a motorcycle before, and I wasn't very brave in that regard as far as motor vehicle adventures go. So, yeah, I just hop on this motorcycle, and he had told me that he was going to take me to dinner. So, I didn't eat, right? Because I thought I was getting dinner out of it. And we drive on a motorcycle, which is not a comfortable experience, and it was the summer in Arizona, So it was probably like 115 degrees outside. We drive for 50 minutes to downtown Phoenix or something. I don't even know where we were actually, but we drive to this like Chinatown place that's closed at this point, which is really weird. And the only thing that's open is this boba tea place.
Like those little boba, is that what you're talking about?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the little drinks that you get that have all the little boba.
Like the little tiny, bottom, you bite them and they like explode.
In your mouth. Yeah. Some people really like those. I am not one of those people. I do not like those at all. I think they're kind of gross. Sorry.
I don't really have an opinion on them. I don't remember really ever trying them.
I feel like you would kind of hate them.
I've had them by themselves. I've never had them.
Except maybe you'd be okay. Reed has a texture issue with liquids.
Yeah, with drinks. I struggle with chunky lemonade. So, here we go. This is interrupting your story. I'm sorry.
It's a story within a story.
But this is really important.
It is really important.
When I was a little kid, I was at a wedding, and they had like a fountain that was full of lemonade and stuff, and then they had like the big chunks of raspberries or something. And so when I got my drink, I was really little. I was like looking at my dad, like almost crying, telling him that my drink had food in it, and he told me to drink it because it's supposed to be that way. And I like had, inhaled like a whole strawberry, and for some reason that was so gross to me. And so now
he's literally never recovered.
When I'm drinking, I don't like texture in my liquid, like really pulpy lemonade. Like I'll go Minute Maid all day, or Sunny D, Gatorade, water.
Really concentrated, high sugary juice.
Yes, Kool-Aid. Oh, the Kool-Aid, the bottle cap.
Anything that's blue or like bright pink.
Yeah, almost any drink that's blue I've found to be good. Number 1, blue lemonade at Texas Roadhouse. Number 2, blue Powerade, usually from McDonald's. $1 for as many refills as you want within 24 hours at competing restaurants, participating restaurants, and basically anything pink too.
Yeah. Also, blue coconut slush from Sonic.
Bahama Bucks,
also
blue
Bahama
raspberry.
Bucks.
Yeah, I just blue and pink. That's my thing. Anyway, what were you saying? You were driving 50 minutes. You went to go get some boba.
Oh yeah, you would hate boba because
I've tried it. I've never tried it in a
except
drink.
maybe it would be different because you could chew it, but
right.
I do not particularly like the experience. And at this point, I'm pissed because I'm starving. I'm hangry. I do not handle hanger well, and I was sweaty because we had been driving outside this motorcycle, no air conditioning, forever, and my head was stuck in this nasty, smelly helmet. And then he tried to kiss me, and it was awkward. And I said no, and asked him to take me home, and it was really awkward.
Oh, mid-date?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, it was like, I mean, it had already been like 2 hours at this point.
Right, but it wasn't like at the doorstep.
No, he tried to kiss me like while we were getting our beverages and walking around closed Chinatown. It was like so strange. And yeah, he drove me back home. He tried to put his hand on my leg, like to hold on so I didn't fall off the motorcycle.
That's so thoughtful of him.
So thoughtful. Really nice guy. And yeah, dropped me off, and I was like, see you later. That was weird.
I haven't had too many bad dates. I think I probably told you this story. My first date back from my mission, where right after we left her house, we hit a huge pothole and got a flat tire, and I had no idea how to change a tire. And so her brother came out, totally changed the tire, for some reason it didn't even work. Like I had to get towed, and she ended up driving to the day. By the time we got to the ice skating, it was closed. And look at us though, we ended up getting married, so it worked out.
I wonder if any girls have any bad date stories with you.
Nah.
You don't think so?
No. No chance.
Interesting.
It's very likely. Yeah. I don't know. I to be completely honest, didn't really go on dates hardly ever with people that I didn't know. Like, I wasn't just like a date around kind of guy. I would like go on group dates or go with people that were good friends.
Right.
But I never really had I mean, there was no Tinder when I was in high school.
Can you imagine if there was?
No. There was no, like, I wasn't really the kind of person to, like, see someone I thought was cute and just be like, hey, let me take a chance and ask him out. I was always like, I only ever went on dates with friends. And even then, I almost exclusively went on group dates unless I was dating the person.
Right.
Because usually it was just like, not that fun.
Burn. Yeah. I don't even know how I got on the motorcycle guy tangent, but I think you said I was on a motorcycle. Oh, balancing on a motorcycle. That's what you were saying. I do balance things weird. It is true. And I did not know about it until Reed pointed it out to me that it was a weird quirk.
It's like, she puts things in dangerous positions. Like, she'll be watching a TV show in the shower. And so she will get her phone and set it on like the tippy top tiny ledge where the shower is different from the wall. Because we have like I don't know, there's just like the shower structure, then it's like a half an inch, and then there's the wall behind it. So she'll like balance her phone on there, and then if anything happens, it could fall, and it would fall right in the water, double whammy.
But nothing ever happens. Sometimes you gotta wash your mop, and sometimes it takes a long time to wash your hair because you got a lot of hair. And sometimes you just gotta have your Top Chef in the shower.
Do they have waterproof AirPods?
I don't know.
Because you could do that. You just like set
That's
it.
True.
I think we have a friend that would bring the Ziploc bag into the shower and like watch stuff on a Ziploc bag, which to me is, I don't know. I could try it. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it
my
would work.
phone is waterproof.
Water resistant.
It can go like 8 feet down in a pool. I think that's waterproof.
Can it really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Bruh. Yeah.
Bruh, do we have the phone that's like the what with Lil Wayne, where he's like, you know that ad where he's like pouring water on his phone?
No.
Oh, you were on your mission for that. Me and your dad actually used to joke about that.
Cute. Another inside joke I wasn't included in.
That would be part of one of those someday. That was a quirk that I found to be very strange. Maddy falls asleep mid-sentence almost every night.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I'm doing...
Yeah, I think my companions on my mission would laugh to hear you say that because it's very true.
It's so true. It really is.
True.
It's very true.
I start like talking about really random things. It's very strange. It's really embarrassing as well because like I have no control over what I'm talking about. So I'll be like in a conversation with Reed, 10:30 p.m. will strike on the clock, and all of a sudden I'm talking about like stacking boxes or
yeah.
What are some of the other things?
It's really weird too. It's like 10:32 exactly. All of a sudden, she just starts to fade, and like it gets kind of quiet, and it's just like this droopy demeanor. I'm like, that must be 10:32.
It really is clockwork.
It's crazy. And then every day we're talking, and yeah, I don't know, maybe we.
Yeah.
And then she's out.
And you'll like, we'll be having a normal conversation and it'll seem like I'm really into the conversation. And then you'll ask me a question. Like I'll say something, you'll ask me a question directly after I've said that, and I'll be asleep.
I thought when we got married that we were going to have more disagreements about like linens or like towels or leaving the toilet seat up or, you know, leaving my socks out, because those are kind of stereotypical things. And it's not that I don't do that, but it hasn't been like I thought it would. And maybe that's just because you're just like being nice to your poor special little boy that lives with you. Or like maybe it's not as big a deal as I thought it was going to be, because we haven't really thought about a lot of the stereotypical things.
You're a fairly clean person.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm a routine person as far as cleanliness goes.
I guess when you leave the toilet seat up, like, first of all, that hasn't happened in a while. You've been really good about that recently.
Have I?
Yes. But, like, when it happens, I haven't been annoyed enough to, like, actually be mad about it. So, like, I don't know, those aren't things that make me mad, I guess.
Yeah, I have a really bad habit of, like, pulling the sheets off of my side while I'm asleep. So I'll wake up and, like, my sheets will be totally ripped off, and then you'll be...
The only things I've nagged you about, I think, well, okay, the only things, I can't say that. I think I've nagged you about a lot of things. But I think the majority of the time it's mostly about you leaving beard hairs in the sink.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Or leaving the shower curtain open.
You don't actually ever really say that.
I did, like, a while ago, but you've gotten a lot better at it.
Oh, maybe.
Also, when you go to shut the fridge and you don't shut it all the way, and it just
That's a crappy fridge.
open.
That thing needs to just... I'm used to high quality fridges that have the mechanism that you push it and it'll just find its way closed. But this one, it'll get like an inch away and then stop.
Also, this is one that I have not talked about because it's really embarrassing.
Oh, here we go.
For me.
Oh, okay.
I have not divulged this yet because I've been fighting with myself in my own head.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's ridiculous.
Okay.
Your parents gave us blankets for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like your favorite blanket.
Oh yeah,
because it's big enough
green
for
and
you.
blue
Yeah,
checkered
the green
guy.
and blue, like the Fletcher plaid.
Yeah, Fletcher
blankets.
plaid.
And we have 2 of them.
Does
and
this
they're
stink?
Massive. No.
Yeah, it actually does, but that's not the problem.
Ew, gross.
What? Dude.
Why do you use it? Why didn't you tell me? I'll
well,
wash it.
I'm assuming it does, because I sleep in it every night. And... End scene.
Gross. Ew. Anyway. Yeah, I think you like it because it's, first of all, it's soft and it's big enough. It's like the only blanket that you have that like covers your whole body.
Mm-hmm.
It does not match anything in our house. I have a really hard time with it being displayed or like out in our blanket basket or out on the couch.
You know, displayed I find to be fair, but like usage, that seems silly to me.
I know, like, that's why I haven't said anything about it.
Because it's just like me and you. You know, I'm all Fletcher plaid and you're like Belknap white pomp and frill. What are those things called? Little puff balls that are on the end of stuff.
Pom-poms.
Pom-pom and frills. And like, you're on your side and everything's cute and pink and
I'm
gold.
embarrassed, okay?
That's not that bad. That's really not that bad.
But I do have a hard time. And we have 2 of them and they're massive. And I think it was super fun during Christmas time. And I am grateful that your parents bought us.
I love those blankets. They're really soft.
They are soft.
And they're a great deal at Costco. They're like $15.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
during the season.
That's great. It's just a Christmas blanket, you know?
Yeah. But Christmas can happen.
I have a hard time with it being out. So that's my story. It's embarrassing, but there's a confession for you.
That's really not that bad.
I haven't nagged you about it.
No, you're not very naggy.
It was silly.
In fact, one of the like disagreements, I guess, tensions in our short marriage has been that you're so polite and thoughtful all the time that a lot of the times it's hard to know what you're actually thinking, because your default is like polite, don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and I'm like, well, actually, I want you to tell me if this is bad or if this is what I should do. And it's not like you're always like that, but there definitely, especially in the beginning, were instances where you were kind of maintaining just the peace because that's kind of your nature.
I think that may have been an issue in like the first 6 months of our marriage, maybe.
I think it's still occasionally.
What?
Yeah. How often do I say, don't be nice?
Okay, well, that's different. Like, me, like, I don't know. Me, like, bringing in all the groceries in one trip.
Yes, that is true. During pregnancy, you have turned on the pregnancy superwoman gene. Because Maddy is very athletic. She's very strong. And so being pregnant, she can still carry really heavy things just because she's strong naturally. But I'm always telling her, like, don't.
I'm not disabled.
Well, I know, but it's just, well, for a lot of reasons.
I hate taking more than one trip to bring groceries in. It is like the worst thing ever to me to have to go back to the car to bring groceries in.
Maddy got me a piano last year for Christmas. And the thing
2
came
years ago.
2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago?
It wasn't this last Christmas.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Not this Christmas, but last Christmas. That's what I meant to say. You're right. And it's like huge and heavy and came in like this massive box. And she carried it because we used to live on like the 5th floor. And she carried it from the car.
There was an elevator.
Yeah, from our car from the store to the car, from the car to the elevator. Carried it all the way up, like wrapped it. It was like several boxes, and she had to like put it on her back, and oh my goodness. And now that she's pregnant, she can do those things. Like she's still capable of doing those things, but a lot of the time it's like, one, it makes me feel kind of awkward because if you're doing something like that, and I'm not, and I'm just like sipping some lemonade on the side, like
no pulp, no pulp,
cracking the whip. No, I'm talking Minute Maid. And you're lifting something, first off, that makes me feel like a biatch. Second off, I don't know, I just feel like lifting heavy things is like one of the pregnancy do not do's.
It is, you're right. It's not advised. But I mean, I feel like that's more for when you get into the stages of pregnancy I'm in now.
Can pregnant women do backflips?
I don't know.
How do you not know that you're pregnant?
I don't just know everything that pregnant women can and can't do. That's one of the things that I thought when I was younger, that like when you just became pregnant, you just like got indoctrinated with all of the stuff that you needed to know about pregnancy and about babies, and it's not true.
So you don't know about the backflip thing?
No. I'm so sorry.
I wonder if that's bad. I thought it was weird.
Like, how pregnant are we talking?
Like, as pregnant as you are right now. Backflip. On a trampoline.
Do I land the backflip?
Absolutely.
Because, like, if you land the backflip, what's the danger in it, you know?
Well, I don't know. Like, do like stretching and, like, squeezing your back and, like, stopping really abruptly or something.
Confession, I've never done a backflip before, so I don't really know everything that goes into it. But I can imagine that doing a backflip might be easier than doing a front flip.
Can pregnant women sleep on their bellies? Like, despite, I'm pretty sure, the pain? Can they? Like, is that bad for the baby?
I'm pretty sure it's, like, bad for the baby, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine how it wouldn't be bad for the baby.
Just squishes them?
Yeah, like, all of your weight on the baby.
Yeah.
Pushing into your spine.
I guess
First of all, it would hurt so bad.
Right.
That's, like, so uncomfortable to even think about. Ugh. Laying on your back is just as uncomfortable. Okay, not just as uncomfortable. It's not comfortable to lay on your back either because, like, I don't know what happens, but you just can't breathe.
What about, like, being upside down? Like, doing, like, a handstand or doing, like,
I've not done that yet.
Like, crunches on, like, a playground or something?
Crunches are just
well, not crunch. You probably wouldn't do crunches anyway, but can you be upside down? Because, like, the baby's suspended, right, in liquid.
Yeah, he's floating around.
If you go upside down, does that mess with him? Because he's supposed to, like, drop in, you know? Does he, like, float back up if you go upside down?
I don't know. I should ask him.
It is funny though. You'd think you would just inherit all these, like just a fountain of knowledge. Like I'm about to be a dad, and I know next to nothing about most
Should
things.
have listened in our childbirth classes.
I listened to the first like 3, and then I was like, oh my goodness, how many different ways can you say vagina? And then, like, and then after that, I kind of zoned out a little bit, unfortunately for everyone involved.
We'll see. We'll figure it out as we go, I guess.
True. What are we at?
Just about 38 weeks.
Is it 38 on Wednesday?
What day is it today?
Monday.
Yeah. Crazy.